Hello, everyone. It's your professor, Frank Henry Allah, and this is a continuation of the Neighborhood and Built Environment lecture. And this segment is going to answer the question, how does lead impact health? So lead is very strong. It's a very strong poison that cannot be seen, taste, or smell. Okay. Lead exposure is often occurs through ingestion and inhalation. Children are the number one individuals at risk of lead exposure. In the United States, 500,000 children ages 1 through 5 have unhealthy levels of lead in their bloodstream. And adults, lead exposure is usually through inhalation and the work environment. So lead is found in paint. So houses painted before 1978 actually use lead painting. So you think of people in old houses, they have children, and the paint begins to chip, and the children decide to take that and put it into their mouths, or even just licking the walls, or whatever it may be, and it affects them. It used to be in toys as well, painted on toys and furniture. Also in the plumbing system, the pipes were made out of lead. There's a thing called a solder where it's the connecting piece of pipe. So sometimes you might have copper pipes, right, which is better for you. But it could be the pipes could be connected with a lead solder. So it's what connects the pipe, and that could break down and that could go into the water system and affect the water. Although new building codes require lead-free solders, lead is still found in some modern faucets. We have soil contaminants as well. And then just various places, batteries even sometimes have lead as well. Like I already said, most at risk are children. Children are the most at risk with lead poisoning. Children love to put things in their mouth, their hands, whatever it may be, objects, and they begin to swallow them. And this is when they begin to cause problems. There's no safe blood level. Lead level in children has been defined, right? So different levels affect children differently. Even low levels of lead in blood have been shown to negatively affect a child's intelligence, ability to pay attention, and academic achieving. Effects of lead poisoning may be permanent, needs to be caught early to prevent further exposure and reduce damage of the children. And how does it harm children? So it damages their brains, it slows their growth and development, and also learning and behavior problems and hearing and speech problems. So a lot of times what you'll find is there's an association between neighborhoods that are highly exposed to lead and the amount of crime, right? Because a lead also increases aggression. So ADHD, attention deficit disorder, or hyperactive disorder. It increases this, right? And so it causes problems. We have low performance in schools in these neighborhoods, and a lot of it could possibly be linked to the fact that there's really high levels of lead. So the important thing is children should be screened for lead exposure. Common Consumer Product Safety Commission recalled all of the toys painted with lead from China, like the Thomas the Tank Engine and so forth. Adults, including pregnant women, should try to limit their exposure because you potentially pass this on to the fetus. So this is important to limit like renovations or home repairs and things like that while a woman is pregnant. In adults, it has this cardiovascular, so heart problems, increased blood pressure, incidence of hypertension, which is high blood pressure, also issues with kidney function, and also could affect the reproductive problems too. And like I already said, pregnant women, lead is stored in the bone, along with calcium. So when they're breastfeeding and to release the milk, it could also go to the fetus or to the child, not the fetus, to the child as well. So it's important to recognize that. And it's been known to, the series of effects has been known to cause is that a baby might be born too early or too small, so premature. The baby's brain, kidney, and nervous system may be impacted. It might be increase the likelihood of learning or behavior problems, or put the mother at risk of miscarriage. And that's it for this part of the lecture.